Hey, what's going on, everybody? Curtis with ThatTurboDakota. We're going to do a different kind of video today. I have a friend that has a Fox Mustang with a Vortec blower on it. He's been doing a Terminator install. So what we're going to do is we're going to run over to his house. I have my laptop with me. And I'm going to do the initial rough-in on that Terminator, basically get it to the point where it's running and driving enough that they can get it on a dyno, and then I think they're going to have somebody else tune it. So, got the car warming up, about a 20-minute drive, and then we'll take a look at the car, and then we'll talk about what I do when I kind of get one of these things roughed in and ready to go. See ya. Here's the deal. Fox Mustang, and just had a Terminator install. What we got going on under here is kind of a older budget setup, I guess. Nothing real special. It does have a Paradigm blower on it. I believe that's the Ford Explorer 5-liter intake. Looks like it's got a throttle body, possibly a set of shorty headers. Does this thing have equal length? Oh, does it? Equal length headers. What are the cylinder heads? Are they Explorer cylinder heads too? An SVO head. And this is, so we're gonna put Chris on blast. This is my buddy Chris. This isn't his car. He actually has a Turbo Fox that we range on. He's doing his car from somebody else. Like I said, we're just gonna get the thing initially roughed in as far as the Terminator goes, getting it to start and run. It is a manual trans car. It's not going to make a ton of power. It'll make power, but not turbo power, especially considering the stock bottom end. And if you know anything about the 5-liter blocks, they're just not that strong. So it'll be a fun street car. It is a good-looking car, though. It is a really nice color. Chris did a really good job with the wiring. Pulled out the factory harness, kind of tidied everything up. If you look at the interior, what they did with the cluster is it does have a Dakota digital dash in it. And that CAN buses to the Holley, so whatever the Terminator is telling it, which you can see is on the floor over there, it'll actually broadcast on here once you get the correct modules in line. So what we're doing right now is Chris is getting ready to pull the distributor out. We need to put this Pro billet back in it, put it on top dead center, and get that set, and then I'll come back to you and I'll tell you what we got to go on next. Right? Yeah. All right, guys, we're back. Chris swapped that distributor out for the Pro billet we wanted to put in it. Now we have to re-verify the timing. So what I did, if you know anything about this, they do have some base calibrations in here that really just saves you a bunch of time to help get the ball rolling. So that's what we started out with. Now you still do have to go through your sensors, and you kind of got to go through them and just make sure everything's right. Make sure the right sensors are, you've got them in there. Make sure you've got the right map sensor, the oxygen sensor, set it up for your injectors, the whole nine. I have done that before, so it did kind of save us some time. So what I'll do right now is I'm going to come up to the box real quick. So we should be hot. We are. Okay, we're live right now. So what I'm going to do is we're going to try to get this thing running. I'm going to put the camera down. I'm going to get it running. And then what we have to do is we have to make sure that whatever the timing says on here while the car is running, so if it says it's in a 15, 16 degree cell in here, it matches on the balancer. And then once we get that set up, then we'll go through some other stuff. All right, guys, so it is running. We just got the distributor set. So as of right now, what the Holley's commanding on here is what the damper's reading. I have to do the inductive delay, which means I'll rev it up. And as I rev it up to 3 and 4 grand, we got to make sure it stays where I command it. Sometimes these things tend to wander a little bit, and if they do, there's a setting in there that I can change to make sure the thing stays on track. But so far, so good. It sounds pretty good. The idle's up. So I don't know if you guys can see it. If you look down here, it says position 0%. So basically what that means is I'm going to have to take the throttle blade manually and a screw and back that off. Normally at warm, at idle, I'd like to see like 10 or 15%. So right now we're a little bit high. It's trying to calm it down, as you can tell. So I'll have to make a manual adjustment. I'll be right back. Okay, so here's where we stand. Timing set. we did check the inductive delay. I revved it up to about 4 grand. Chris was out there with the timing light. It is off. It's actually going a little bit. It's like 4 or 5 points off when I get up to 4 grand. So I'm going to make a quick adjustment in the laptop for that. We'll kind of spot check ourselves a couple times to make sure we're okay. After that, I'll double check my TPS and my idle settings. And then from there, it'll leave this thing in learn mode. So that once it's in learn mode, it'll actually start populating a learn table, making fuel corrections based on what air fuel that I've got programmed into this thing. And then there's a button on there where I take and then I copy and paste that over. Now that isn't the end all. It's a really good place to start. I don't recommend using that to tune the entire vehicle, but it's a great time saver and definitely a great starting point. So we're going to go back and forth, and I'll talk to you guys in a second. So Christopher, flitting right back there, and we're finished up. Just to recap, so what we did is had to swap the distributor out because it actually had a bad TFI on the billet. So we got a new TFI. We swapped it out. Went in, verified the timing. So not only to verify timing, we verified inductive delay. Again, what that means is we're making sure as I rev it that the timing's staying where I commanded it. So if I command 20 and lock it at 20 and I free rev it, Chris is with the timing light hitting it, checking it, making sure it's not wandering up or down. So we get all that stuff straightened out. Now that the timing's straightened out, what I did was set my idle air motor. Like I said, 10 to 15 is what I like to see. Set the idle air, recalibrate the TPS, and pretty much we got a running car that could be driven. It isn't learn mode. You could run up and down the road. It's not ready, obviously. It's still apart. Chris has some more work to do. But that's it. Next thing you know, the owner's going to take it, get some axle stuff done to it. It's going to hit the dyno, and he should be able to beat the snot out of it and have a good time. That's it. We're done for today. I'll see you guys next time.